Hey everybody, HomeSliceHenry here, and in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at some very fun battles in the Open Great League featuring the Triple Snake theme team. These battles were submitted to the channel by a member of the community, so many thanks for the battle submission. Now for the team, it features a level 51 perfect IV ONIX paired up with a Superior and a Dragontail Arbok. This is definitely not a team I'd recommend for climbing, but this team is able to get some pretty nice wins. So without further ado, let's hop into the matches and check out the Triple Snake team in action in the Great League. Hopping to the first match, picking up a fairly neutral lead, Superior into Umbreon. Now this battler did mention that for some matches they did run Aerial Ace, and for others they did end up switching to Leaf Tornado, so the second charge move may switch quite a bit. Frenzy Plant is going to connect, dealing some solid damage. Opponent farming up a ton of energy, and they're finally going to have to start throwing. Umbreon is going to go for the Foul Play. Foul Play does not do a lot of damage. Superior tried to go for the CMP type, but the opponent ends up going for the extra, so they get a Snarl for free. That Frenzy Plant is going to connect. In comes Arbok, and Arbok looking to Dragontail down. They go for the Foul Play onto the Arbok. Opponent staying in with the Umbreon. They decide against it, and now they're going to send in Lantern. Lantern is going to be hit with an Acid Spray bait here, trying to grab a shield from the opponent, and the opponent commits the shield. The Lantern is now heavily debuffed, taking quite a bit of damage from the Dragontails. Arbok is going to let this through. Opponent goes for the Surf. Surf, unfortunately, plus the Sparks is going to be enough to KO. But the good news is that Superior absolutely walls this energy. There's not really much of anything that Lantern can do here. Lantern goes for the Thunderbolt. We do see a shield from Superior. Superior could have tanked it, but opting to try and preserve some health. And now, going to go for the cheaper move of Leaf Tornado. Leaf Tornado will still hit for super effective damage. It's going to KO. In the back, they have NOCTOWL, and it's time for XL ONIX to shine. ONIX is going to let the first charge move through. Does NOCTOWL go for the Shadow Ball? Yes, they do. But ONIX, surprisingly tanky, is now going to go for the Sand Tomb bait, hoping to grab a shield from the opponent. Sand Tomb gets a shield. Opponent is going to send in Umbreon. Umbreon firing off the Foul Play. We see a no shield from the ONIX. XL ONIX, way tankier than I would have expected it to be. Back in comes the NOCTOWL. It's going to be a race. Can ONIX make it to the Rock Slide? They're going to be firing off the Sky Attack. That gets the shield from the ONIX. ONIX makes it to the Rock Slide. That's going to be taking down the NOCTOWL, and that is a good game. Picking up a great lead in the next match, Superior into Lantern. Opponent is going to save switch into Obstagoon, but unfortunately this team does not have a counter user to punish the Goon save switch. Obstagoon is going to go for the Night Slash as soon as they get it. Night Slash will not do a lot of damage, and thankfully the opponent does not get the boost. Superior over farming till just before they make another Night Slash and going for the Frenzy Plant. Frenzy Plant gets them low, and we see a switch into the Arbok to catch the Night Slash. Arbok, not the tankiest around, but will be able to absorb the Night Slash damage and look for the Dragontail farm down. Arbok is able to get the farm down. That is quite nice. Opponent is going to send in the Lantern. Arbok going straight for the Acid Spray, not even baiting a Dark Pulse. Acid Spray is going to be no shielded by the opponent, but these Dragontails are adding up quite a bit. Lantern firing off a charge move. We see a no shield from the Arbok. Lantern goes for the Surf. That's not going to KO. Arbok making to another Acid Spray. And the question is the opponent going to shield? Are they up to date on their Arbok counts? Yes, they are. Opponent calls another Acid Spray. Fully waiting the clock, and then it's going to be Superior time. In comes Superior in the back. Opponent has Altaria, and if you're the XL ONIX, I think you just go straight Sand Tomb here. Just lower their defense and work on rock throwing down. Opponent goes for the Sky Attack into the ONIX. That's not going to be doing a lot of damage. Building up to the Rock Slide, baiting with the Sand Tomb, trying to get a shield from the opponent. Sand Tomb does get the shield. Their defense is lowered, and these rock throws adding up even more. At this point, Altaria is just going to be going straight for the Sky Attack, but ONIX does have to start shielding as ONIX is running out of HP. Farming up, going for the Rock Slide, hoping the opponent decides to call a Sand Tomb bait here. Firing off the Rock Slide. Opponent calls the bait. Back in comes Lantern. These Sparks doing absolutely nothing. They're going to be forced to throw energy, and that should mean it's game over. They have to Surf to get rid of the XL ONIX. In comes Superior, and Superior just has to get to the back-to-back charge moves here. Superior will commit the shield. It's the Surf. Superior farming up, making it to the back-to-back Frenzy Plants, and I believe that should be game over here. Frenzy Plant number 1 getting the shield, and Frenzy Plant number 2 will be massive overkill onto the Lantern, but securing the win. We see same leads again in the next match, Superior going up against Lantern. This is an incredibly good lead. Opponent is going to save switch into Sableye. Superior can go for the Frenzy Plant right away and take advantage of the desync created by the fact that Sableye had to switch in. Frenzy Plant is going to connect, and now in comes Arbok. Opponent does have enough for the return here. The question is, can Arbok tank a return? Sableye goes for the foul play, but they will not make another charge move. So opponent had the opportunity to go for the return, decides against it, and now Arbok is going to try ramping up the Dragon Tail damage with an Acid Spray. Acid Spray is going to be no-shielded, opponent not wanting to commit resources to the Lantern, considering that it's going to be stuck going up against the Grass type. Decision time for the Arbok. Arbok does have enough for the Acid Spray here, but choosing to let it go, recognizing that there is a better matchup available in the back with the Superior. Waiting the switch timer here, since the clocks were slightly misaligned. In the back is Trevenant. Oh no, this is not good. Trevenant, definitely a core breaker for this team. Going to fire off the Aerial Ace into the Trevenant. Oh my goodness! Opponent thought it was going to be a grass move like a Frenzy Plant or a Leaf Tornado, but it's the Aerial Ace. And now, XL ONIX looks to be in a prime position to close out this game. ONIX will be hit with Seed Bomb number 2, will commit the shield, looking for the farm down, just trying to get rid of the Trevenant, and does. And now ONIX can just go straight for the Sand Tomb. Not only will this hit for super effective damage, but it will apply a defense debuff that Lantern will never be able to reset for the rest of this game. Lantern unable to spark down, they're going to be forced to fire off a Surf. Surf will KO, but this sets up Superior to close the game in style, as Superior tanks whatever they throw here. So this is a very safe no-shield. Lantern goes for the Surf, that just does absolutely nothing, and the opponent concedes the match. Picking up a terrible lead in the next match, Superior into Altaria. Will need to immediately save switch out of here, but does have two better options. In comes the Dragon Tail Arbok. These Dragon Tails adding up quite a bit. Opponent is going to send in Lantern. Building up to the Dark Pulse, baiting with the Acid Spray, hoping the opponent is going to commit a shield. Opponent does not respect the Dark Pulse. That is quite unfortunate, but the opponent throws on alignment, giving Arbok a Dragon Tail for free. Arbok is going to let this through. Lantern goes for the Surf. Arbok, not the tankiest, but Arbok is able to hang on and survive the Surf. Arbok now going for the kill shot with the Dark Pulse. Dark Pulse is going to KO as the opponent thought it was another Acid Spray. So now Arbok has taken switch. Back in comes Altaria. Altaria gets the farm down, but now they're going to have to deal with the Rock Throw XL ONIX. ONIX shredding through the Altaria with Rock Throw. This is enough for a potential Moonblast. Commits the shield. Opponent baits with a Sky Attack. That's a bit unfortunate. And it looks like they're just going for another Sky Attack here. This is going to be resisted, so ONIX can let this through. A Sky Attack is not going to do a lot. XL ONIX, surprisingly tanky. ONIX gets the full farm down. Opponent cannot make a move. And now we know why they didn't switch. They have a Talonflame in the back. Oh my goodness. Look at the Rock Throws go. ONIX shredding through this ABA Flyer team. Going for the Sand Tomb bait. Gets the shield. And my goodness, this Talonflame is having an absolutely awful day going up against XL ONIX. ONIX gets the full farm down. And that is a good game. Hopping into the next match, picking up a very positive lead, Superior going up against Galarian Stunfisk. And the opponent is actually staying in this matchup, so it looks like they very well could be ABA weak to the Superior. They're going to be firing off the Rock Slide here. Rock Slide not going to do a lot of damage. Superior is very tanky. Opponent save switches into Altaria, and that will be answered with Arbok. Altaria is going to reach the Sky Attack. We're going to see a shield deployed by the Arbok. Arbok is going to go for the Acid Spray here. Let's see, does the opponent know Arbok's moveset? Acid Spray gets a shield from the Altaria. Arbok looking for the full farm down. Arbok gets the farm down and leaves with energy. Arbok will make it to the Dark Pulse versus the Galarian Stunfisk. Arbok does not get same type attack bonus on the Dark Pulse, but will still deal some nice chip damage. Stunfisk looking for the farm down. Arbok cannot make another charge move, so they do leave with a lot of energy. In comes the Superior. They're firing off the Rock Slide. Superior is going to be able to tank this and look to return fire with the Frenzy Plant. Now, Frenzy Plant is going to be putting pressure on the final shield of the Stunfisk. Stunfisk commits the shield, and Stunfisk is going to grab the final shield back. So all shields down in this matchup. Superior is looking to try and just get rid of the Stun Fizz because the ONIX can't really do anything against it. Firing off the Frenzy Plant, this will get the KO. It all depends what they have in the back. Opponent has a Medicham. Oh, that is really bad. Making it to the Frenzy Plant. Frenzy Plant, at the very least, will hit for some solid damage, but then it's a Rock Thrower going up against the counter user. Oh no, look at ONIX just doing absolutely no damage. And unfortunately, these charge moves from Medicham are going to be hitting for super effective. Farming up. Unfortunately, Medicham is going to make it to another charge move here. It is going to be the Ice Punch. Ice Punch gets them low on 1 HP, makes the Rock Slide. Unfortunately, this is resisted. Rock Slide onto the Medicham is not enough, and it ends in a tie. We see Medicham returning in the next match, but this time it is on the lead. Superior farming up energy, looking to catch an Ice Punch onto Arbok, but the opponent shows great patience, and now they can go for a Psychic versus the Arbok. Arbok commits the shield. It is the Psychic. Medicham choosing to stay in this matchup, and now we're going to see the Acid Spray deployed by the Arbok. Does the opponent know about Acid Spray here? Opponent commits the shield. That is very nice for Arbok, and even better, the opponent throws on alignment. This is enough for another Psychic. We see the double shield from Arbok. Arbok looking for the farm down. Medicham cannot make another move. Arbok leaves with a lot of energy, but unfortunately, down a shield. In comes Lantern. Arbok going for the Acid Spray again. Opponent already shielded one Acid Spray, so they're not going to be shielding this next move. Arbok trying to make it to the Dark Pulse. Opponent is going to go for the Surf. Is this going to be enough to KO Arbok? Not the tankiest. Surf will get the KO. And now, back in comes Superior. In the back, they have NOCTOWL. NOCTOWL taking super effective damage from the rock throws, going straight for the Sand Tomb here. So not even building up to the rock slide, just wanting to debuff and get as much damage as possible. And the opponent shields the Sand Tomb. Unfamiliarity with these spicy Pokemon movesets ends up proving to be a massive advantage. Opponent goes for the Shadow Ball, continuing to farm with the ONIX. NOCTOWL makes it to a second charge move here. NOCTOWL fires off its Shadow Ball number 2. ONIX able to hang on, make it to the Rock Slide, and things are looking very, very good as this Rock Slide will KO the NOCTOWL. Superior does have a charge move banked. They cannot spark down the ONIX. We see the pivot back into Superior, going for the Frenzy Plant. Frenzy Plant rocks the Lantern, and that's game over. Hopping to the final match, picking up a very positive lead, Superior into Azumarill. Now, Azumarill is staying in this matchup. They can, of course, learn Ice Beam, but even so, Ice Beam does not really make this matchup much better for Azu. They still get strictly outpaced by the Frenzy Plant. Frenzy Plant is going to connect, Azu throwing on good timing and returning fire with the Ice Beam. Ice Beam is going to be no-shielded as Superior is able to tank this and comfortably overfarm and make it to another charge move. But Superior looks like they're going for the shield and farm down, so actually conceding early switch advantage in exchange for leaving with close to 100 energy. Superior is going to get the full farm down. We'll have to see what does the opponent have. They have Trevenant in the back, so the energy from Superior will actually be useful here because Superior is going to be able to fire off the Aerial Ace. We see a pivot into Arbok. Opponent in the back, they have Lantern, and Lantern will immediately be met with an Acid Spray. Acid Spray, of course, not going to do a lot of damage, but will get that ever-important 2-stage defense drop. Arbok continuing to farm, going to let the charge move through. Lantern fires off the Surf. Surf is not going to cut it. They're going to need a second Surf here. Arbok making it to another Acid Spray, again putting pressure onto this Lantern. Acid Spray is going to be no-shielded. It's a CMP tie, and at this point, you just let this go. You can farm down if you want to with the Superior and get energy to potentially threaten Aerial Aces onto the Trevenant. Gets the full farm down, that is quite nice, and leaving with 2 more Aerial Aces. Opponent has 2 shields remaining, and they're going to have to start giving up these shields rather quickly. We're actually going to see a pivot into ONIX. ONIX just looking for the Rock Throw farm down. Opponent going for the Seed Bomb here with Trevenant, but that's not going to KO. XL ONIX can just shield. The Rock Throw went through, and this will be game over as Seed Bomb gets the final shield, and that's a good game. All in all, the Triple Snake theme team proved to be an extremely entertaining one. I don't think I've ever seen a level 51 ONIX used before in the Open Great League, so that's some incredible spice, and on top of that, pairing it up with Arbok. And Arbok, a Pokemon I bet most people have never seen either. The combination of those two, people not being familiar with their movesets, definitely caught some trainers off guard. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're enjoying the content, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And a special thank you as always to our members here on YouTube. The support you guys provide is absolutely incredible. So thank you guys oh so very much. And until next time, I've been HomeSliceHenry.